So I watched it last night. I liked it very much. My question is, why you? Why did you have to do it?
I didn't have to do it, but it was really a learning process for me. Really, I'm not an expert by any means on these issues, and I wanted to play the role of investigator and really ask people who are at the forefront of these issues, people that have devoted decades of their lives to the environmental movement, and have them inform me. And there's an old saying that goes, when you do a regular movie, God is the director, but when you do a documentary, let me rephrase that. When you do a regular movie, the director is God, but when you do a documentary, God is the director. So these people really dictated the form of this movie and the emotional content, and it was a tremendous learning experience for me. So it was really just an exercise, a 3-year exercise, and it took many hours in the editing room trying to condense some of these really profound thoughts and ideas into an hour-and-a-half format, but it was really worth it.
And part of my question, by why you, is also, did you feel something personally that you thought, there's a catalyst here, I've got to do something, and what's my best medium which to do that?
Yeah, this wasn't the best medium in order for me to do that. I remember, I think I was kind of an environmentalist at a very young age by watching movies and documentaries like this and learning about the rainforests in Brazil and the unique species that are dying off because of human impact and clear cutting and things like that. And it affected me at a very young age. And then, as I got older, I got more educated on issues like global warming and all the other issues that are going on with our planet, and it made me want to become more proactive, and it manifested itself in a movie like this because that's what I know how to do.
Exactly. It's right in your backyard. Do you think that the success and the awareness of Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth will help pave the way for you, in a sense, to get you through doors that may not have been?
Oh, absolutely. If it weren't for being a part of being an environmentalist, quote unquote, for almost a decade now, I've seen such a cultural shift in people's awareness of the issue and what global warming is. And it was because of Al Gore's movie An Inconvenient Truth that a movie like this would be possible. I think we expand and we go into other issues as far as the environment is concerned, as far as green technology and the opportunities that are out there, and the vast majority of other things that are happening in our planet. But if it weren't for that movie, this movie would not be possible, and I've never seen people more aware of what this issue is since that movie came out. I mean, it was speaking out about issues like this, it almost came on deaf ears before this movie came, before An Inconvenient Truth.
Has Al seen the movie? Mr. Gore seen the movie?
No, I don't think he has yet.
He was looking at a copy.
He's seen some of the footage, and he was very excited about it.
What's some of the feedback he gave?
He said he said, I endorse what you do. I think it's a fantastic group of people that you've got in this movie, because we got some pretty great people to be able to speak about this issue. There's almost 50 or 60 of them. And when you have a collective sort of consciousness like this, and in a movie like this, it's hard to argue anymore.
Yeah.
And when we talk about issues like global warming, you're talking about 90% of the impartial scientific community in agreement that this is happening. So it's hard to argue with issues like that. And even if you don't, we keep talking about whether people disagree with whether global warming is happening. When you talk about an issue as widespread as this, you say to yourself, what's wrong with wanting cleaner air, cleaner water? What's wrong with wanting to be energy independent from oil from the Middle East? It runs the gamut and crosses so many different boundaries, too. It's hard to argue with wanting to have our country go green.
So, and it all comes back to oil, though.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Think about it. Fossil fuels and oil.
Yes, and they're a powerful advocate to keep business as usual. And that's what this movie's fighting against.
You've been Oscar nominated. Clooney won an Oscar. You have Al Gore, who's on stage accepting an Oscar for his thing. Do you think the line has been blurred in a positive way, that now there's not as much suspicion of what Hollywood's trying to do in those kind of ways?
I can only speak personally, and personally that this comes from a good place in the sense that I'm as a concerned citizen wanting to become as aware as I possibly can, and that was my purpose for making this movie. And I think maybe some of the misunderstanding is in the sense that we as the Hollywood community or the environmental movement are trying to impose our beliefs on others. It's not about that. about trying to bring a swelling up of the people to demand some of these changes from our government and our corporations and the powers that be who really are in control of this issue.